Plataforma de información musical y radio online. Rutas Alternas. Escucha.
Hoy en Rutas Alternas tenemos el enorme gusto de recibir a Dry Cleaning, aparte de este cuarteto del sur de Londres que está presentando un material extraordinario, su disco debut larga duración, New Long Leg, y están con planes de tocar en vivo, tanto en Reino Unido, en Europa y acá en nuestro país. Conectamos en esta videollamada con Florence y con Luis. Hola Florence, hola Luis.
Hola.
Hola.
How are you guys?
Good, thank you. Yeah, really good.
Where are you right now?
Yeah, very well. We're in London, not too far away from each other, probably about a mile.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very close. How's the summer in London?
Rubbish.
What's that?
It's raining quite a lot. You won't be surprised to hear.
I know, and because of the pandemic, not too many things happening, right?
Yeah, things are kind of opening up more. Shows are happening again now, but everything does feel a bit strange still. Yeah, it's a bit scary.
Yes, I know. And even with that, I have seen a lot of people going to festivals with some restrictions, but still watching, playing bands live and living the experience of being in a festival, right?
Yeah, we played one about 3 weeks ago.
Cool. Where?
Which was at Latitude.
Amazing festival.
Yeah. It was really fun. It was surreal to be in a place with so many people, and I think it went well safety wise. I don't think there was any kind of like really huge repercussions or anything. So it's definitely very positive. But yeah, it's a weird time for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I haven't seen any headlines. I was expecting like headlines the next week of like Corona update, like outburst at Latitude Festival.
I hope that don't happen because it's amazing that kind of things are happening right now, and in a country like the UK, because you guys have several festivals during the summer, and it's important to help the industry, the music industry, the bands, the promoters, the festivals, right?
Definitely, and the crew. A lot of people have been out of work for a long time.
Yes. So guys, you have released New Long Leg, your debut album. How do you feel with the result of the album?
We're really happy. I mean, we had no idea like what the response would be to the record really. And it's been overwhelmingly really, really positive and really international as well. I don't think we necessarily expected that. Yeah, I mean, especially from my perspective in terms of the lyrics, I never knew how they translate in other countries or if people would be able to get into it so well, but we've always had loads and loads of support. Yeah, so it's been really nice and really surprising.
It's the power of music, right, Luis? You can connect with people from other countries in the other side of the world, and they can connect with your music, with your songs.
Definitely. It's one of the best things about being a musician, being able to just travel and tour and make friends through performing and, yeah, playing music. It's amazing how many friends we've already made, even though we've barely left London in the past year and a half. We've, meeting a lot of people, especially over Zoom.
And it was, Florence, an interesting process because you released a few EPs in 2019. You started recording your album. You released it just a few days ago. You worked with John Parish. That I think that it was amazing. But how was that process after you released the EPs and during the recording of the album?
Well, I guess
it felt really natural.
I mean, yeah, it did exactly. yeah, it did feel really natural. I think we sort of linked up with John pretty much via our record label. The guys at 4AD knew him quite well already, and they sort of recommended him as someone to work with, and we obviously all knew his work already and found that idea really, really exciting. Yeah, because he has like a great reputation and he just is such a lovely guy, really. We got on with him kind of straight off the bat. He's very straightforward, not too much small talk, which we really like. So yeah, it was quite an easy process to kind of go from kind of having almost like demos of the songs for the album down to kind of going to record it. It was pretty smooth. Yeah, it was really positive.
And what's the paper of John Parish as a producer in the case of your album? He involved with your music? He played some instruments, or he only direct you and guide you and maybe generate dialogue between the four of you?
He was involved from our first Zoom chat. We sent him like a SoundCloud link with our demos, and he had notes on every song. Some were small, some were kind of like bigger changes, but he was very involved. Yeah, he did some hand claps, he did some keyboard work on the record. But yeah, he kind of like picks his moments. Sometimes he kind of just lets you get on with it. So the first day we met him, we recorded a song kind of straight away, which was Unsmart Lady. Was that right, Flo?
Yeah.
Yeah,
first
and
day we recorded that song.
we kind of just went in, kind of made like no changes to it and kind of just like bashed it out, and that was kind of it. And then other songs we took a bit more time with, so it kind of varied track by track. But yeah, he was very involved and loved his involvement as well.
It's also important to work with a producer like John, because he is a genius and he have worked with a lot of amazing artists, and he improves you and helps you to create a narrative in your album, right? To create a concept around what you want to say in your songs.
I think that's a good way of putting it, really. He totally got us pretty much straight away, and that's a big part of why we were keen to work with him. He seemed to kind of understand the sort of tone of our music, and that's really important to us, like the atmosphere and the sort of world that we're trying to sort of build with it. He seemed to get that really easily, and yeah, it's true. He definitely sort of made a really comfortable environment for us to create a bit of a narrative. And certainly when it came to like structuring like the record, like the track listing and all that, like he took all that very, very seriously. So that was kind of a nice part of it. Yeah,
he was there till the very end, even when he got mastered and kind of like listening to like when the vinyl got pressed. He was there the whole time. Which I've kind of never really heard. We've never really worked with a producer, but producers I know in bands who've worked with producers, I don't kind of normally see it that way.
And as you said, you have released your album not only for digital platforms, but in physical formats. And it's still amazing the experience to open a vinyl, to put it in a turntable, to see the art, and to listen this concept, this dialogue that you have to say in your album, right? Because in streaming platforms it's different. You can catch a lot of things, but it's very different in a vinyl or in a CD.
It's addictive.
Absolutely.
Most of that was bought in the pandemic, just because it's such a nice feeling to get a record and kind of just to properly listen to it. Yeah, different records are listened to in different ways. Some records are nice to drive to, some are nice to walk the dog to, some are nice just to kind of sit and put the record on.
And as you say, Florence, you work with the 4AD, that it's an amazing label also. They have great bands, great records. And I figured that it was important for you to release your album with them.
Yeah, I mean, of the different people we met, we felt probably most comfortable with them. It always struck us that there were a lot of women working for the label, because that's not really the norm, and that kind of made us feel comfortable. And they always kind of really went out of their way to sort of support us, come to our shows and things like that, and buy their own tickets for the shows and things like that. You know, they wouldn't kind of try and get on the guest list or anything like that. They'd just show up, and little things like that when you're a small band kind of make quite a big impression on you. Because yeah, obviously it is a legendary label and a kind of a dream label for us, really. So yeah, but then, you know, coupled with that, they were never intimidating, which went down really well with us.
Luis, you told me that you have been playing live already, some gigs in the UK and other parts of Europe. How was your experience playing live again after these months, after this year of pandemic?
Felt really emotional. Like, after a few months of not being able to gig, I was feeling really kind of sad about not gigging, being at a show. So then when we kind of performed again, yeah, I felt like very happy and very sad at the same time. Like, because just kind of what we'd missed for such a long period of time. And it's incredible. And definitely want to be playing as much as possible now to kind of make up for the lost time.
And Florence, you will still playing during this fall, winter, and you have a big tour in the UK and Ireland next year.
Yeah, and Europe too as well, which is really exciting because we've only ever played really a handful of shows in mainland Europe ever. So, you know, just when we were about to start kind of doing that, that's really when the pandemic hit. So yeah, we've never played in Germany, we never played in France, we never played in so many places that are so close, really. So that's kind of, it's mad to think that we haven't done that yet, and it's going to be amazingly exciting, really, just to meet, also, yeah, to meet people who like the record in those places is kind of, yeah, mind-boggling for us still, really.
And you will play in Mexico next year, right?
Yeah.
On the 28th of May. We're playing with a very small band. I'm not sure if you've heard of them, called Interpol.
You have to know, guys.
We're doing them a favor, really. But yeah.
Yeah, they asked.
You have to know that Interpol have several fans here in Mexico. They have played here a lot over these past 10, 15 years. And they are not only a very big band in the world, but here in Mexico, they have an amazing connection. So, guys, a lot of people will see you, and you already have your fans here in Mexico. Also, you have a lot of good things to come to Mexico.
We
I'm
are
so
beyond
excited.
We only wish it was sooner. It's crazy, and the venue looks pretty mad as well, you know, like none of us know Mexico very well, so it's going to be a total voyage of discovery for us, and yeah, we're basically excited to meet as many people as possible and play a good show and hopefully impress you guys.
Absolutely, you will have a blast here in Mexico, and probably after you play with Interpol, you can take a plane and come to Guadalajara or go to Monterrey and have amazing time.
All of that. I want all of that.
So, guys, looking forward to see you here in Mexico next year. Congratulations for the album. Sounds amazing. It's very important to still have bands like Dry Cleaning playing this alternative guitar music, amazing videos also. Congratulations. I really enjoy your work.
Thank you so much, Gilbert. Thank you.
Looking forward to see you live. And before we finish this chat, what's your opinion, guys, about the decision of the UK government to help musicians to travel between the UK and the European Union and get off these restrictions of the Brexit?
It's definitely a really good thing. Yeah, they could absolutely try harder, though. I think there's a lot of that work has actually been done by the other EU countries. And our government at the moment is trying to take credit for it a little bit, you know, to try and make themselves seem a little bit kind of more friendly towards the arts, which they generally aren't. So we're really happy about it, but also, yeah, could do better is our review.
Absolutely.
We've started to already see we've already started to see the amount of paperwork you have to do traveling into Europe. When we was in Slovakia 3-4 weeks ago, a massive book of paperwork, and no one knew what was happening. Yeah, like no one knew what was happening. It was so confusing. It's horrible, and it's really expensive.
Sorry to hear that, but I hope you can have a better experience when you come to Mexico.
Oh, 100%. Yes. We'll do anything. We'll do 3 times the paperwork if that's what it takes.
So, Florence, Luis, looking forward to see you here in Mexico. We definitely go to grab a beer. And thank you so much for this chat with Rutas Alternas.
Yeah.
Great to meet you.
Lovely to meet you.
Plataforma de información musical y radio online. Rutas Alternas. Escucha.